Hey everyone, Tom Caffarella here. Just wanted to bring a little bit of my analysis of what's going on in the flip market right now, what's going on in the real estate market, particularly how it relates to flipping homes. Some things that I think if you're in the market currently flipping homes that you should be thinking about, and some strategies that we're implementing in our business. Now, as most of you know, we flip anywhere from 80 to 150 homes a year. We've been flipping a lot of homes every year for over 10 years now. So we've experienced the ups and the lows of the market, and we've had the wind at our back for a while now, with prices going kind of up and up and up. And a lot of people who have been flipping homes have had the luxury of getting a bump in price when they go to resell. Now, as I'm recording this, this is like the middle of June at this point of 2022. There have been a lot of fundamental changes in the economy and in the real estate market that I think everybody who's flipping homes or working with people flipping homes should be thinking about. Now, what I'm about to kind of talk about, I'll just put out the disclaimer right here that I certainly cannot predict the future, but there are enough signals in the market right now where I would be surprised if what I'm about to kind of describe is way far off. So let's first kind of start out with the things that we know are going on in the real estate market that are factual. Real estate mortgage rates have gone from 3% to even sub 3% during some points in the last couple of years to above 6%. The stock market over the last few months has really gotten hammered. Some stocks are down as much as 80 or 90%. Some are weathering a little bit better. Most of the big market indices, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, they're all down at this point, as of today, about 20%. Companies are beginning to lay off. Unemployment hasn't risen dramatically, but we're kind of at the beginning phase of some of the stuff starting to happen. Some industries are being much more impacted by what is probably a recession right now, or if it's not technically a recession, it's definitely the feelings of a recession as of today. So interest rates are up, the stock market got hammered, is getting hammered, and then as it impacts the actual real estate market, obviously with mortgage rates going up, many buyers are being squeezed. We've also had this incredible run up in prices in the last 2 to 3 years. Prices in the greater Boston market and really everywhere across the country are up well north of 20% in the past couple of years. In some markets, they're up a lot more than that. It depends exactly on what city and state you're in, but needless to say, we've seen an extreme acceleration in prices over the past few years. So it's already unaffordable for most buyers to buy homes. And then on top of that, you double their mortgage rates. And then on top of that, some of these would-be buyers are getting laid off. So there are other variables that impact where real estate prices go, and real estate prices again are such a critical part of flipping homes because of course you want to buy low and you want to sell high. You don't want to buy super high and then prices go down and you get kind of killed, by the end. So we're starting to see with the flips that we're putting on the market, we're getting less offers. There's less traffic. We price properties right. We price them to sell. They're typically fully renovated. They're in good condition. They're in, typically, good communities that have a lot of interest. And we're getting far fewer offers and we're getting less traffic at open houses. So as a company, we're really looking at a lot of this stuff in 30-day increments. Because although a lot of the stuff I just said is negative, we are getting feedback every single month when we put properties on the market. So if you're a real estate agent or a real estate investor, you're in this market, you're seeing it, you're constantly seeing it every week or at least every month, what's going on. Um, Real estate tends to change slowly. So unlike a stock that you can just click a button and sell, real estate tends to take a while to have big impacts because even if the economy is faltering for whatever reason, even if there's huge faltering, most people aren't going to run out tomorrow and sell their house. So we still have limited inventory in most markets across the United States, definitely in our market. But we're starting to see inventory pick up, and we're starting to see buyers be more cautious and or priced out of the market. So what does that mean? Well, it probably means that prices are more likely to fall than they are to increase over the next 12 months. And again, for those of you who study the market and are really into economics, that's not really that bold of a statement. But this is probably the first time in a while where I can say it's more likely the prices will be down than they will be up. So if you know that, and you're either flipping homes or you're working with somebody who's flipping homes, it's ideal to not just bury your head in the sand and kind of keep doing the same exact things that you've been doing over the past few years, because if the market changes and you're still using the same strategies, you're likely going to feel some pain. There's a few things to kind of think about. The first thing I would think about if I was somebody who is flipping homes is whether or not I need to make money flipping homes. Meaning, is flipping homes like my primary source of income, or am I just somebody who does like a deal here, a deal there? I've got another job or I have another source of income that really kind of floats me through, and I just kind of do the flipping for extra money. If you fall into that bucket, I think it's time to probably pause and not do anything. Again, if you don't need the flipping income, with prices likely to fall, I would probably err on the side of just being cautious, preserving your capital. If you miss a deal or two here or there, it's probably better off to be prudent than to be aggressive during kind of turbulent times. And again, I'm speaking for somebody that just does a flip here, a flip there. It's not their primary source of income, and it wouldn't really hurt them that much if they weren't flipping homes. Okay? So now moving on to people that are much more active and need to make money flipping homes, or really want to make money flipping homes, and you're somebody who wants to have tactical things to do as this market starts to shift. The first thing just to keep in mind is if you're doing direct to seller marketing, where you're doing mailers or you're doing pay-per-click or you're doing any sort of marketing where you're meeting with sellers face to face, don't be surprised if sellers are in complete denial right now. If you go on the news or you're reading an article, you're going to find, as of this moment right now, the same amount of articles that say prices are super high as you're going to find that there's articles or news pieces that say there's kind of a falling of the market or a decreasing activity or whatever. So most of the time when a market shifts, the individuals that are the least to acknowledge the shift, the slowest to acknowledge the shift are sellers. And that's okay, but it does pose some problems if you're out face-to-face on seller appointments trying to buy properties on margins that you need. So expect that. Don't expect sellers that you meet with to be ready, willing, and able to take a 10% more discount than they would normally take on a flip, because they're going to probably hold out or at least kind of have to fumble around, themselves for a while to figure out that they can't get that price. I mean, it's the same thing with sellers on the retail side. They're going to go through a period of the same exact thing. It's going to be few and far between sellers that you meet with that are going to be like, yeah, the market's down. I want to take a bigger than normal discount. I want to price lower, or I want to sell to you lower. Okay? So you've got to be kind of prepared for that there's going to be this kind of like gap period of time. In terms of competition, so when the market starts to change, or if there's just turbulence in the market, there are a certain percentage of people that will drop out. And dropping out can take a number of forms. But things that are already happening as of today, number one, include a lot of people cutting their direct-to-seller marketing, whether that's mailers or pay-per-click or TV or radio or billboards, etc. I have a good friend that runs a mail company, and he's already expressed to me that his clientele, 25% of them have cut their budget to zero. Okay, so that's a good thing. You know, if you're still in the market, if you're still marketing, you can expect over the course of time, this is not going to be a quick change, it'll be a slow change, that over the course of time you will have a little bit less competition in the market. Okay. The other thing that you can expect if you're a flipper is that some lenders are either going to go out of business or they're going to cut their lending. I've already seen lending being tightened up, bigger down payments required. I've seen some lenders cut back on who they're lending to. They only want to work with some of their best clients. So again, if you're somebody who has great relationships with lenders, that's a good thing that some of your competition is kind of going to get knocked out. So again, with the slowness of these changes, you kind of just have to be aware that as competition starts to go away and prices kind of start to fall and sellers kind of start to acknowledge that there are price changes, you should be able to get properties for a little bit bigger of a discount than you normally would have. In the past 2 to 3 years, all across the board, investors have been going over the numbers that they feel comfortable paying, knowing that there is probably appreciation on the other side. There's far and few between people that have not pushed the envelope on purchase prices, knowing that we're got the wind at our back. The tactical thing that we need to do right now in the market is go the exact opposite direction. You really need to be ready, willing, and able to walk away from a deal today, because you're not going to get that pricing headwind at your back. Now, I can't say for sure whether or not prices are going to go down. I think they're more likely to go down than not, but I can say almost for sure that we're not going to get another 10%, increase. So just be very careful, be conservative, offer less, knowing that whatever ARV, after repair value, you're comping is probably going to be lower. The other thing that I've already unfortunately had some experience with is getting low appraisals on some of the flip properties that we're selling. So even if you've got buyers that are willing to push the envelope on their pricing, you may get a lender, an appraiser that says, wait, the market's fallen 5%. We're not gonna approve that loan amount. So you just have to be careful there. There's going to be a lot of different things kind of going on. Another piece of kind of good news related to competition is that I've heard a lot of investors, both locally and nationally, say things like, I am not going to flip anymore, I'm just going to wholesale deals. Well, if you've got a bunch of people that are out there wholesaling, it's likely that you're going to get more deals brought to you if you are a flipper, and you're going to have more flexibility on the pricing because they're going to have less buyers. They're going to have less investor buyers who want to buy their wholesale deals. Okay? So again, all of this stuff is just stuff to think about. And I do want to make another point about wholesaling, because when the market starts to shift and less people are flipping homes and more people are scared to put their capital at risk flipping homes, it is harder to wholesale deals. So I remember going back over 10 years, I had this really great deal. It was a single family in Woburn. I had under contract for $180,000. It was a small ranch, and it was easily worth $350 done. It was a simple house to renovate. I was out of capital at the time, and I tried to wholesale that thing, and I got no buyers, 0 buyers. That was like a 65 cents on the dollar deal. So one thing just to be careful about, like if your plan is to just wholesale, you may have a tough time making your margins. So if it's costing you $10,000 to get a deal that you can wholesale, but you can only make five wholesaling it, it's just something not to not. I'm not saying that that's going to 100% happen, but just keep that in mind. That if everybody's trying to wholesale and there's few true cash buyers, you may have some difficulty there. And again, you may want to pull back on wholesaling. It's going to be we had a really easy to wholesale market the last few years. It's going to shift towards a harder to wholesale market. Okay. But the biggest thing that I want to talk about when the market's shifting, and again, whether prices go up or down, there's definitely market turbulence right now. You want to really limit risk. And I think it's Warren Buffett who has the quote, the most important thing, I'm going to butcher it, but the most important thing you can do as an investor is to not lose money. And the second most important thing is not to forget number one. So losing capital, can be catastrophic. It's definitely bad for everybody, but it can be catastrophic depending on your financial position. So you want to do things as much as possible in a turbulent market to eliminate risk or reduce it as much as you can. A couple of things that you can do. The first thing that I would really advocate anybody who's flipping homes or working with somebody who's flipping homes is to do really quick turn flips. So when the market's falling, you know that every month that goes on, the prices are going to go down. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are doing flips that you're basically going to be flipping in the same market or as close to the same market as you can. Meaning that I would not even consider really doing a flip right now, especially if I was like a newbie or a rookie or like a newer flipper. I wouldn't consider doing that if the project was going to take me over 2 months to complete. And I know that sounds like a short period of time to renovate a house, but that's the reality that we're in right now. And again, it's not that you can't do it. You can take the risk if you want. I just don't know that right now is the time to take that risk. The second thing that I would really pay close attention to is evaluating comps in a very narrow window of time. So you may have in the past used ARV comps, after repair value comps, going back 6 months, a year, even 3 months. I would not only just use comps that are very close in window, like a month to 2 months, but I would also look at what inventory is currently on the market right now. So we could get ourselves into a situation where you may find an ARV comp of 350,000 from 6 months ago, and then you look at an active listing on the market right now, the same exact house, for 330 that's not selling. So don't be surprised by stuff like that. Don't try to find the most aggressive ARV. Try to look at what's the lowest. Is the lowest the one that's on the market right now? Is it the one that sold 2 months ago or 6 months ago? I would take the lowest of all of those comps. And again, these are just things to be conservative, which I think now is the time to be conservative. It's really the first time that I've thought like this in 10 years. It's been a long time. We were very conservative when we first started because the market was falling and because we were new. But now that we've gotten a lot of experience again, and we've taken losses on some properties, we just you don't want it to be very aggressive right now. You want to be conservative. You make conservative offers, use conservative comps, flip properties in a narrow window, and continuously be analyzing the market. Because as I'm saying this, being in the middle of June, things can change. The Federal Reserve could slash rates to zero tomorrow, and then this video would look foolish. So you really want to just keep up with the trends, and if at all possible, get around people that know what the heck they're talking about. One way to do that, and one of the things that I'm really big into right now is growing my passive income portfolio. So flipping has been really good to me over the years. I've been very blessed with, a lot of things in my life, but definitely with flipping homes. But I've really been focused on building up my passive income portfolio because I'm probably going to make a lot less money flipping in 2023. And whether you're an agent or you're an investor, you really want to safeguard your income, and having passive income, owning rental properties, building a passive income portfolio where rents are probably going to keep going up and up and up. Um, yeah, because if buyers can't afford to buy houses, now they got to rent. So the rental scene is crazy. So I would really advocate everybody to look at the next 12 months to say, how can I continue to, if I already am a passive income investor, how can I take more steps to build that nest egg, that portfolio that's throwing me off money every month? Or if I haven't started yet, how do I get started? And we're actually going to be having a 2-day event coming up, a passive income real estate event, where we cover everything from soup to nuts on how to build a passive income portfolio. I'm also going to be doing, and this is going to be coming up in July, but I'm also going to be doing an economic update because, like I said, some of the stuff that I talked about today, it could be different in 30 days from now. And so we're having the event in 30 days from now. I'm going to be going over not only how to build a passive income rental property portfolio, but also doing an economic update. So it's a 2-day event. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to eventually, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start charging $197 for the tickets. For right now, we're going to be letting people go for free. So I'm going to give you guys right now, if you're interested in joining me, getting around other people that are in the market, flipping, buying and holding, and doing passive income investing, selling homes, retail, agents, investors. If you want to get around more people like that, I'm going to give you the website address where you can sign up for free for now for the next 2 weeks. The URL to go to is www.passiveincomerealestateInvestingEvent. And let me just put that into my URL to make sure I did that right. Passive, PASSIVE, income, realestateevent.com. Okay, so I think I actually screwed that up for a second. But it's passiveincomerealestateevent.com. I will put it into the comment section so that you guys can definitely get easy access to that. But definitely come join me. We're going to be talking about things like passive versus active real estate investing, how to raise capital and fund deals, how to quickly evaluate passive income real estate deals to ensure your numbers work, investing in 2 to 10 unit multifamily, investing in large apartment buildings. We're going to do an on-site bus tour. Oh, by the way, we're going to have lunch every day. On-site bus tour and a deal analysis of a 19-unit new construction that we're working on, and then passive income property management. So we're going to be covering a bunch. Again, to kind of wrap, I'd say 2 things. One, think about all the stuff I just said. Be cautious over the next 12 months. Be cautious in your flipping. Be aggressive in your passive income building, because that is the thing that's going to kind of get you through, not just the next couple of years, but even longer than that. So again, go to passiveincomerealestateevent.com, and I look forward to seeing you guys in just a month for all of you that are going to be attending. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.